One race down, 4 to go. We're here at Road America, America's National Park of Speed for USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000. Hello, friends. Rob Howden here in the paddock as we get set to roll for the first of 2 USF Pro 2000 races of the weekend. We're going to stack on horsepower, stack on downforce, and stack on braking capability because these guys are going to go 4 seconds faster than USF 2000. They did so in qualifying as well from J. Howard Driver Development, powered by ECR. Andres Cardenas going P1. How important do you think the pole is for this weekend?
You know, assault tracks is really important. You know, starting in the front, you can manage your race yourself. You know, don't get that much tire degradation from the dirty air, you know. But it's a track that has so much trace that you also, you know, the benefit from the guys behind is that they get, you know, the slipstream. So it's going to be very tricky. It's not a type of racetrack that I've raced before. But, you know, really happy about getting pole position. Well, we almost didn't go out because we had a failure just before the start of qualifying. So we were really tight of time, and it was, you know, at the end we could do it. So, you know, really happy about it.
Your first season racing here in North America, you've done racing in Europe. Is there a track that Road America reminds you of that you've raced before?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's more like a, you know, 14-mile track type, or even Spa, Francorchamps as well. It's a track that, you know, has a lot of elevations as well. It's, you know, really flowy, as per se. So you know, really like it. You can really push a car and learn a lot.
You've had speed all year long. Is there pressure mounting for you to get that first victory? I'm sure you want that first win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this season, you know, I consider we have been really unlucky from, you know, mistakes that I've done or other circumstances. We have always been really quick. Indianapolis, here, even Arlington, you know, we have always been, you know, fighting for top 3. But, you know, we couldn't materialize it. But, you know, I'm confident if I, you know, race well, intelligent, and with the pace that we have with this pole, we can, you know, get that first win.
Very strong in qualifying by yourself on the racetrack to a certain extent, maybe a small toe. How is the car going to be if you're in the draft? Does you feel like it's a good car to race with?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an advantage, of course. Downside is, you know, you get degradation of the tires because of dirty air. But it's a compromise. You need to manage your race, and, you know, everything can happen.
Andres Cardenas, folks, looking for that first win here for J. Howard Driver Development. One other guy that's won races in this program before, not only as a driver, but as a team owner as well, as Peter Dempsey. He's in the middle of a fantastic adventure this year, running Le Mans 24 last year. He's got the Spa 24 next weekend as well. It is going to be a big weekend. We had a chance to step and talk with Peter Dempsey. Peter Dempsey has long been a fixture in the junior formula ranks here in North America. Of course, the winner of that Freedom 100, that 4-wide finish at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But he's also a championship-winning team owner here in the USF Pro Championships with Turn 3 Motorsports. Another chapter, though, Peter, this year in your career, your history book as a driver is in this industry. Not only do you have a race team now, but a chance to race last weekend at the Le Mans 24. Just give me your thoughts on that opportunity and how it all came about.
Yeah, obviously amazing opportunity at 40 years old. I never thought I'd go back racing. Long given up in the dream. Came about simply because a friend of mine, Charlie Eastwood's a pro with GM and Corvette, and Sally Yullock, who's our teammate, was upgraded to a silver, and he said he needed a bronze driver to do WEC for 26. And I was currently a silver, but I had been inactive for a while, so then I tried to get downgraded, and they downgraded me as I turned 40. And 3 days later, I was tested in Sebring, so unbelievable opportunity to race a year at WEC, and then obviously part of that comes with doing the Le Mans 24-hour, and to just come back from it, it's the most unbelievable event you'll ever be part of. Indy 500 is unbelievable for the one day that is the big race, but the build-up through Le Mans 24 from the week when you arrive before the race all the way through to the race on Saturday and Sunday, and the amount of fans and stuff that are there is incredible. Atmosphere and everything just mind-blowing, to be honest.
Andy and the kids over there with you as well?
Yeah, we had a whole show there. Yeah, family, all my Irish family were there, and my wife and kids were there. We stayed in an RV for the week, which was brilliant because we didn't have to leave the track much, and try to just take everything in because I don't know if I'll ever get back to do it. So I made sure to enjoy every moment.
And what a run of races. You're at Le Mans, you're here at Road America. Next week you go straight to Spa for the 24th there.
Yeah, Spa 24 with the GT World Challenge. Leave on Sunday night, so unfortunately I missed the Milwaukee test with the boys here. But again, another cool opportunity to drive a Ferrari with AF Corsa. And then moving on from that, I think I'll be doing the rest of the GT World Challenge with a Porsche team. So I've got like 19 race weekends left this year, so I've got to try to squeeze them all in.
Well, the one thing, too, let's touch on this before we wrap up. You know, you have built a team. You and Mandy have built this program at Turn 3 Motorsports. You've put the right people in the right place. And by doing that, the construction you've done for the team has allowed you to be able to step away and do this. Talk about the people that are here making it happen when you're obviously, chasing this dream right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from watching our team grow over the past 5 or 6 years, I was in the trenches for a long time trying to pull all the pieces together and get the drivers we needed in the team. But this opportunity really allowed me to force me into taking a step back, which is kind of a bit of a blessing, to be honest. And allowing people in the team to step up and take the opportunity then a bit more. And obviously Dave Butters has been a big part of the team since the very start of our Radical Cup days. Stepped up to team manager and has done a phenomenal job. And also with Matt and Neil, who've been with us for a long time, also stood up now to crew chief roles. So that allows them to work on the cars at the shop and then come here and have experienced crew chiefs over the 5 cars is massive, because when it goes wrong, you need people to know where the nuts and bolts are in the truck and the spares are. So very fortunate to have a great group. Everyone enjoys working with our team. And obviously Mandy's, I don't know how she does everything that she does, but she's managing a family, she's managing a business, and now managing me, trying to go travel world racing. So it's a lot to take on, but I think so far we're managing it pretty well. We've won 2 races this year, and both drivers in a great spot in the championship. We've been 2nd and 3rd, so looking forward to seeing how the rest of the year goes for us.
So exciting to watch one of the guys in our paddock be able to go live his dream, do the Le Mans 24, the Spa 24, and more races. But more importantly, it shows that this paddock is all about people. You put the right people in the right place, they support each other, and you continue to have success. Congratulations to Peter Dempsey and the entire Turn 3 Motorsport on what is a very unique season of competition.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
We test every vehicle for driving safety, performance, and efficiency. But we also believe a vehicle should be fun. So we set out to test the all-new Prelude for joy, excitement, and exhilaration. And it's clear, it's not just the way our vehicles move, but the way they make you feel that makes them a Honda. The Prelude Hybrid, engineered for fun.
Been a great start to the weekend so far for the drivers in the USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000 categories. 2,000 drivers getting their first of 3 races in the books earlier today in a morning session. 8 o'clock green flag. The drivers here in USF Pro 2000 have been dying to get onto the racetrack for their opportunity to circulate this beautiful 4-mile circuit. The weather absolutely gorgeous here today. Blue skies with some cloud, light breeze. The temperature is flirting with 70 degrees here trackside. The place is absolutely packed here at Road America, not surprising. This is one of the marquee events in IndyCar racing every year in the USF Pro Championship. Thrilled to be here with the Anderson Company's Grand Prix of Road America, presented by Elite Engines. Let's have a look at the field right now. 16 drivers set to go. Those drivers are rolled out onto the track, or the pit lane rather. Let's have a look at row number 8, starting at the tail of the field in the number 11. That is Colin Aiken for VRD Racing. Aiken had some trouble during the test sessions or practice sessions. They found things to dial things in, and he found some speed. And we'll start here 16th in the opening race of the weekend. Alongside him, JT Hoskins of the J. Howard Driver Development, powered by ECR number 7 entry. Recall if you were here last year, a big incident for JT Hoskins at the Grid Life weekend. He came back and ran as well in the USF 2000 car, but settling in here nicely in USF Pro 2000. Moving now up to row number 7 on the outside, his debut weekend in the pro category, veteran of USF Juniors and USF 2000 competition. Out of the Woodlands, Texas, the rookie Jeshua Lionel for TJ Speed. He'll start in the 14th position outside of row number 7 in the number 28. Alongside him, the New Zealander for Turn 3 Motorsports, Sebastian Manson in the number 22, will roll off from 13th. Row number 7, the most recent winner on the year so far, Michael Costello for Turn 3 Motorsports. A huge victory on the oval at IRP. He wins the Freedom 90 to move himself to second place in the points. Been a strong season so far, bookending the program thus far here with a couple of podiums, starting the season off P3 at the Arlington Grand Prix event. He'll start 12th alongside his Turn 3 Motorsport teammate, Tyke Durst, in the number 3. Durst out of Charlotte, North Carolina, looking to work his way up into the top 10. Starting on the 10th and 9th positions, row number 5. On the outside, Teddy Masella, runner-up last year in USF 2000. Masella for VRD Racing in the number 25, currently sitting 11th place in points, looking for more here this weekend. Alongside him, the veteran driver, Joey Brienza in the number 91, last year's USF 2000 Rookie of the Year for Exclusive Autosport. Brienza starting in 9th. We'll move now up into row number 4, starting on the outside, Christian Cameron out of Sonoma, California, the number 27 for TJ Speed Motorsports. He'll start 8th. Alongside him, making his second start here in USF Pro 2000, the Canadian in the number 20 out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That's Mayor Dion for Pabst Racing. Up now to row number 3, a driver we're definitely watching here for the championship battle, Frankie Mossman in that number 77 machine out of Newport Beach, California. Mossman for VRD Racing starting in the 6th, alongside the driver who won the USF Juniors Championship last year, running for Zanello Racing. Took the scholarship to start the season in USF 2000, 2 podiums at St. Petersburg, but decided he wanted to go all the way up into the USF Pro 2000 program, jumping over USF 2000. Leonardo Scorpione from Windermere, Florida, in a Turn 3 Motorsports number 4, comes into the weekend sitting 3rd place in points. He won the opening round in Arlington. Going out of row number 2 on the outside, 3rd place last year in USF 2000 of Bethel, Ohio. It's Thomas Schrag for Turn 3 Motorsports in the number 26 machine. And the inside of row number 2, G3 Argyros. 6th place in points, 1 podium on the season, but he's been very quick here this weekend for Pabst Racing. The Californian in the 18, starting in the 3rd position. 16 drivers in the field, 2 on the front row, off pole. The driver leading the points right now, 2 wins to his credit, 4 of the 5 races in the top 6. Only that minor miscue in the opening round in Arlington. Jack Jeffers for Exclusive Autosport, the USF 2000 champion from last year, out of San Antonio, Texas, starting on the outside of the front row in the number 92. But the driver they're going to chase up the straightaway here into turn number 1 from Peru, his first year with the program, the rookie for J. Howard Driver Development. It is Andres Cardenas in the number 6. Cardenas and Jeffers on row 1, Argyros and Schrag row 2, Scorpione and Mossman row 3, Dihonorine and Cameron row 4, Brienza and Masella row 5, Durst and Costello row 6, Manson alongside of Leonel on row 7, Hoskins and Aiken on row number 8. Every one of these drivers ready to fire up their elite engines, the power behind them ready to come to life. Let's send it down to pit lane to get the command to fire engines from one of our guests from Elite Engines. It's Tim Finley.
Drivers, start your Elite Engines.
Yes, I like the branding. Elite Engines coming to life down on pit lane to get things underway. Again, 16 drivers all chasing after that scholarship worth over $593,000. The champion taking that scholarship to move to Indy next and to follow in the footsteps of fantastic drivers like Max Garcia, Miles Rowe, Lockie Hughes, and 5 drivers who have won the championship who are also running an IndyCar right now. Stingray Robb. We talk about Christian Rasmussen, Louis Foster, Kyle Kirkwood, and Renus VK. Of course, we'll be joined in the booth. It's at his booth. It's not even my booth, to be honest. Eric Miller will bring him up here momentarily. But Eric, let's start first. We got a guest here, folks. We have a driver joining us here, Brendan Cooley from Exclusive Autosport. We wanted to get you in the booth. We needed to get a driver here to talk about the racetrack who's been on the track before. You were a podium finisher here last year, as we know. Also, you got a chance to do the test days. Give us your thoughts on this racetrack. First and foremost, thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Road America, it's one of my favorite tracks. It's a lot of high speed, a lot of heavy braking, and being able to come here to test in the 2000 car was so much fun. But the keys to being quick here is you have to brake deep and really get to throttle early to get such good exits. And another thing a lot of people don't think about is like the mental aspect, because you have to think ahead. It's a place you really have to think ahead because of the long straightaways. Draft is such a play, that you have to have good car positioning and predict what's going to happen a few corners ahead of you before you make a move.
That's 100%. Eric, we've talked a lot about that over the years. That's what it takes to go fast around this place.
Absolutely. It makes me feel better, like, we're actually explaining things.
Confirmation.
Right, but, no doubt. But, obviously you've got 3 races this weekend for you. Second race coming up later this afternoon. This morning, track conditions quite a bit more cool. A lot of, rubber washed off this morning. Obviously a lot more rubber this afternoon. Transition for you crossing the rubber late in the day. How does that really affect what you're doing?
Well,
Brendan's not actually racing here today. He only did the test day. But let's talk about that, Brendan, about the way the track changes. You've done this before. What's it like coming onto the racetrack after IndyCar?
Yeah, it definitely can change the balance of the car. IndyCar, they lay down a lot of rubber when you're out there, and typically the car can go to more understeer because of the thinner tires in the front, so you kind of have to change your car to fit that and have a good balance for the race.
So Brendan Cooley running for Exclusive Autosport, USF Juniors this year, testing the waters, of course. Are we going to see in USF 2000, are you going to run potentially Markham?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
So that's going to be really fun. A new street course. It's going to be I think it's going to be a level playing field for everyone because, no one has been there.
Yeah,
so.
brand new for sure. Now, let me ask you this before we go green flag racing. Luckily, we got a long lap around here before we go to green. You tested here. You tested on Thursday. How are you not in the race car? It must be driving you crazy to not be driving right now.
Yeah, we were super quick on the test day before this, but we wanted to keep my rookie status for next year. Yeah, because you can only run 4 races, and I already did the oval. And I did one here last year. So if I did the races this weekend, then I wouldn't be able to keep my rookie status. So
you got to go after Rookie of the Year next year.
Of course.
Okay, folks, if anything happens on the racetrack, we're coming to Brendan Cooley. He's been on the podium. He's been on the podium here before, like you said, and he knows how to get around here. He gave us a good little update on how to make it happen. But, yeah, indeed, ready to get things going with the drivers here in Pro. You thought the USF 2000 guys were quick going down into turn number 1. This is going to be light the fires coming out of turn number 14 to get it all rolling. And Eric, we know how things go here with this particular category. They're going to be at least 3 wide going down into turn number 1.
Well, this is one of those starts that gives you the toe. So starting in the front row is not always an advantage here with this Road America straight. It's long, it's uphill, and then it's downhill. So you gain a lot of momentum into turn 1, a lot more speed than some places.
Yeah, the bonus point is probably the nicest thing about starting on the pole here in this particular category because it's such a long run once you punch off down into 1. A lot of the times that you'll see the pole sitter watch for Cardenas to dive down to the inside of the racetrack, driver's right. He's going to try to make sure nobody at least gets underneath him going into turn number 1. But wouldn't be surprised to see Jeffers try to run the outside. Field set. We're going to get ready to go racing here. Cardenas and Jeffers working their way up the straightaway. And we are waiting, and we are. Green, green, green. And a fantastic start from the inside line. Right from back there. G3 Argyros. Right on the gearbox of Cardenas as they work their way up the straightaway. Jeffers trying to hold the spot as well. They're clean and green into the corner. Not too bad through turn number 1. How are we coming down the hill? Under the TireRack.com bridge, and away we go. Nicely done for Cardenas. The Jay Howard driver development pilot out to the early lead, able to fend off the advances of those behind him. A great start as well from the inside of road number 3. G3 Argyros in the Positive Energy Paps racing machine got the toe, and Jack Jeffers having to slop back, I think likely into... Maybe I'm trying to pick up where Jeffers is. He looks like he must have lost a bunch of spots there. Jeffers is well back. Yeah, he's lost a ton of spots there. He may be outside the top 10 right now. And we do have a driver off coming out of turn number 3. So on the way over to the Sargento Bridge, there is a driver off to the left side of the racetrack. Looks to be like one of the TJ speed cars. So we'll definitely go full course yellow. They're going to let them run as long as we can here. Full course now being shown here at start finish. And indeed, we are full course. That's it. Early start, half a lap, and back again.
Almost a rinse and repeat from earlier USF 2000 this morning at 8 o'clock. We had a great turn 1. Turn 3 got a little tight, and then looks like we may have had some contact as the second car had gone off in turn 5 as well. Looked like one of the tires may have locked up, may have been on top of the wing as well. So AMR safety team headed over to turn 3 at the moment.
Eric, not a great start for Jack Jeffers. We were looking for that white nose on that car. It's a scholarship livery colors with the white, red, and blue And he fell way back. Not sure what happened to him. You wonder whether or not potentially had to check up for a spin maybe in front of him. So, again, he was on the outside coming through one, ceded that position. We'll look to see the drivers who come down the order here once we've got across the timing line here. But a great start for Andres Cardenas, able to get out front and get the lead. We talked about how it's oftentimes rough. We'll see whether or not we get a chance to see a replay on this. But indeed, it happened further back in the pack. We were watching them stream down into turn number 5. Awesome job for Argyros as well. Very nicely on the throttle. Did not get pipped. Did not open up the gap. You see Jeffers there coming across the line well back. Jeffers is going to go back, I think, into the 8th position. So Jack Jeffers, our point leader's got work to do.
We saw that with Garzone this morning. Had to come from deep in the field, back from about 12th, got back up into the top 6. So your point leader going to have a hard road to hoe here in race number 1 of the weekend for USF Pro.
Brendan, you had a chance to race here last year. As we know, restarts are the killer, right? We talked to Brad Majman. He knew on the podium, we had a restart. I'm probably going to get past. You were in the lead group there, ended up finishing P3. What's a restart like here? Do you have a really aggressive mindset, man? This is my opportunity to get a couple of spots?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it depends on where you are. The leader, when they see the yellow flag come out, they're like, oh no, like that's the last thing you want. Just because the straightaway is so long, sometimes you can just get completely cleared on the front straightaway just because of the draft. But someone sitting in 2nd or 3rd, like that's when you know it's your time to go. That's a great opportunity to find an opening, get a draft, get alongside, and hopefully get through one.
Yeah, hopefully get through one and then not see another yellow, because if you see the yellow, then you're the guy that's going to be the sitting duck, right?
That's true.
So let's have a look at the field as they come across, as we're going to go to work on 2 separate incidents, we're told, on the racetrack. Cardenas leads the way, Argyros in 2nd, Frankie Mossman goes up into 3rd, started 6th, he goes to 3rd, Thomas Schrag up to 4th, Scorpione holds station in 5th, Mayor D'Honoré moves up a spot into 6th, Joey Baranzu started 8th, he's now up into 7th. Jack Jeffers started 2nd. He fell back into the 8th spot. Joshua Leonel started 14th. He's up into 9th. +5 in the opening lap for Leonel. Nicely done. Sebastian Manson, 10th. Michael Costello, 11th. 12th is Tyke Durst. 13th, Colin Aiken. 14th, JT Hoskins. 15th, Teddy Masella. He started 10th. I wonder whether he or not may have been the driver who was off track. He's got his way back into the pits right now for Masella, and it's Christian Cameron, the TJ Speed driver, who's off the racetrack on the outside of turn number 3. Now, Brendan, I know that you were in the driver's meeting. Literally, the race control showed a video of 2 guys side by side for turn 3, saying if you're on the inside and the guy comes around the outside, you've got to get off the throttle. You got to make sure you're able to make the corner. Just where that all happened, it made me feel like somebody likely on the exit of turn number 3 probably got into somebody. Brendan, is a pretty easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's a pretty common thing here, because the person on the inside, they want to like stuff it in, get as alongside as possible as the guy that's outside. But then you get to the middle of the corner and you're looking at the long straightaway. You're like, I got to get to throttle. Like I have to get a good run out of here. And then it's so easy to just get on throttle, and then you just understeer a little bit into the guy on your outside.
Yeah, the minute you go back to throttle, you transition the weight back to the back of the car, right? All of a sudden, it lightens up the front a bit. You got to put some more wheel in it. Christian Cameron, the driver, didn't come out on top of that one. Cameron started 8th, Masella right behind him in 10th. We haven't seen a replay, but with those 2 drivers starting close together on the racetrack, potentially getting together. We'll see. So Cardenas, Argyros, Mossman, Schrag, and a Scorpione, the drivers up top. We'll see how things play out. Again, the replay not coming. That's all right. We're able to get it. We'll get them later on down the line. Or not. Maybe we'll just go green all the way through to the end. Hey, Eric, that's what if you say carbon copy, we had a wreck at the start of USF 2000. I think we went green to checker after that.
Oh, it was a fairly clean race after that. So everybody started to pay attention, and we'll hopefully stay green here the rest of the way. But 15 laps the distance here at Road America. These yellows have to seem like an eternity when you're in a race car. I mean, it's just it just got to feel that long.
Brendan, tell us about it. Obviously, you want to go back to racing. You got the guys on the radio. You come out front straightaway where they're talking you through it. When you can hear them, you get the connection, because this track's so big, it's hard to hear using your radio in the back part of the racetrack. What's it like mindset-wise in the car when you are waiting over a couple laps? These are long laps when you're under yellow.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of things to think about. You're thinking, restarts again are the best place to make up spots. So you're thinking about what opportunities will come up, what opportunities you can make, and then keeping your tires warm. That's another big thing. Since the laps are so long, you just have to constantly keep scrubbing to keep the heat in.
Do you get warm in the seat when the air's not flying through? Do you start getting hot?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Fortunately, it's not too hot out this weekend, but when the weekends are super hot, it's like you have to crack your visor just to get some fresh air flowing.
Please get some air rolling through it. Here's how we'll have a look here now, folks. Great shot. We're going to see the car of Christian Cameron rolling by. It didn't seem like a ton of damage. The only problem is if you go off in turn 3 like that, the contact can cause some suspension damage. But if you get on maybe wet grass and slide through and get into the wall, you're going to see a lot more damage there as well.
Coming to the green flag, so the next time around, we should see the lights out on the safety car and us back underway for racing here with USF Pro 2000. Rob, one of the things that happens a lot of times here at Road America as well is obviously later in the weekend. So we're day 3 of 4 into this Expel Grand Prix weekend, and you're looking at a lot of the marbles. We talked about rain last night, kind of washed a little bit of that rubber off. Obviously, sweepers come up, the back trucks will come through and try to clean up the corners. But for Brandon, obviously that's a concern too, is making sure that you're staying online and not drifting offline while you're in the process of keeping heat in your tires.
Yeah, that's super crucial, because whoever has their tires best on the restart is going to be the one who's going to make up the most spots.
Yeah, that's exactly it. We've got time to get around here under yellow. Let's look forward, Brendan. Stick with me. Couple weeks away from Mid-Ohio, right? In fact, you go Mid-Ohio back-to-back with Lime Rock for USF Juniors. I just want to give you some props here right now, because obviously looking for that first podium win of the season. We had a test at Mid-Ohio, and if I'm not mistaken, you topped majority of the sessions. Are you looking forward to getting to Mid-Ohio with IndyCar for that weekend?
Yeah, I think we topped 5 of the 6 sessions, so it was great, and I'm really excited to go into that weekend. I'm just excited to go back to tracks that I've been to last year.
Yeah, true. I know you like this track a lot, but what is it about Mid-Ohio you like as well?
I just love how flowy it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's corners, like 3-4 corners that however you take the first one dictates how the last one goes. And it's so fun just how the track flows. There's a perfect mix of low speed, high speed, hard braking, and I think it's just an amazing overall track.
Yeah, a great run for us, Eric, for the middle of the season with these iconic racetracks, right? Road America, Mid-Ohio, Lime Rock, amazing.
Well, and all of those, the best features of all 3 of those racetracks are its natural terrain, right? It's naturally flowing.
So true.
The way that the road, rises and falls. Obviously, roller coaster at Mid-Ohio. You talk about the keyhole being a great place, great opportunity for passing, after you get through turn 1 there. But, Mid-Ohio's a great facility with all of that elevation change as well. And here, you don't have as many of those corners, but you've got to get 5 to 8 correct.
Oh, that's so true. And climbing out from Canada Corner, you talk about elevation change up through turn 13, up here the hill, and we are going to go back to green flag racing, folks. It'll be lap number 3 in the books. Aaron Likens throws the green here at start finish, so we are back at it again. Single file start. Let's see if G3 Argyros has anything for him. Indeed, he'll pull to the outside. Argyros trying to go to lead on the outside. Book it. He'll take it on the outside. Argyros goes to P1. New leader as Cardenas, though, goes over under on him. Cardenas takes the lead back down. So Argyros not quite enough as he went way out wide on the exit. And Cardenas wisely holds the position and goes back into P1. Great start there for Cardenas, although challenged, holds the spot. That's going to bring Frankie Mossman into the conversation. He'll get a great run out of turn number 3. Look for Mossman in the VRD machine. He wants the inside of the racetrack in turn number 5, thinks about it, and thinks better, but tucks back in. Looks to me like Jeffers maybe got a spot as well. I think he was able to get around Joey Brienza. So indeed, how about this, folks? We have a look at here as we run the racetrack. 5 different teams in the top 5. Jay Howard, Pabst, VRD, TJ Speed, and Turn 3. Eric, we talk a lot about how we have such great consistency across the teams. Everybody able to win races. 5 different teams in the top 5 right now.
And we saw that in qualifying as well. The top 11 were within a second and a tenth. So you talk about way that in qualifying that still shakes out in the race as well. Everybody on that competitive advantage. Obviously, with these chassis, they're very well known and very well developed. But these teams have figured out a way to keep everybody within that few tenths of each other, and it really comes down to driver effort.
as a spec series, Tatis chassis, elite engines, Continental tires. It's all about the driver, right? That's what we're trying to focus on here. The teams can do their best to prepare the cars. There is obviously a window of setup that they're allowed to use, but the bottom line is primarily we're talking drivers. And it's great to see all 5 of these guys stepping it up in a big way here. Out of turn number 12, settling back into a bit of a groove here right now. You see these battles forming up as well. We'll find out which drivers are on the move. Cardenas stretching away a bit here for Argyros. He had an opportunity, but didn't leverage it. I think we'll put a focus here on Jack Jeffers. He's going to get a big run here indeed. Jeffers going to tuck to the inside. That's going to be a move potentially around Mare de Honorine as they're working their way up the straightaway here. Let's see if that pass gets done. It does. Jeffers is by. Book it. He makes the move up into P5. Make that P6. That's Cardenas, Argyros, Mossman, Schrag, and a Scorpione up top. So Jeffers, that early issue, dropping him down from the outside of the front row down to 8th. He now finds himself up into 6th position. So a couple of spots here. Side-by-side racing as well. I think that's going to be for 3rd and 4th potentially. Good run down into the, 4th and 5th. I'd like to see the battle here. Side-by-side action. Down to the inside of the racetrack. Scorpione making the move by Thomas Schrag. Back up to the top of the hill. Scorpione gets it done. The Turn 3 Motorsport driver now goes in to the 4th position. And that car, not traditional, Eric, Turn 3 Motorsports, primary white and blue, because if you watch the race from the Indy GP weekend, man, he tumbled, and they had to put a car together, and that's just a straight up carbon that you get when you buy bodywork. So I'm sure they'll take some time to get it dialed into Turn 3 colors and the livery soon, but to get him back on the racetrack and get him going through the oval, that's what it's a little different than we normally see out of Turn 3.
About a third of the way through this race, as the fuel load starts to burn off, as well as temperatures come up on the tires, a little bit more cloud cover on the backside of the racetrack comparative to the front side. So temperatures on either side of the racetrack going to be a little bit different. Brandon, how does that kind of play into some of the strategy that you have as a driver? Are there certain areas of the racetrack when you know that you're not maybe necessarily going to have as much grip, you kind of wait to time out some of your passes in that regard?
Yeah, definitely. Like, as the sun beats down onto the racetrack, it'll increase the track temp, and then your tires can start to overheat. So it's nice to have that cooler side of the track where you do have a little bit more grip, and sometimes it is smarter to make your moves when you on the part of the racetrack that has more grip.
Indeed. That's it's timing it, strategy. We talked about that. We also saw some 3-wide race in there. Quick little update. Jack Jeffers able to get by Thomas Schrag on that last lap as well. It was tucked right up under the gearbox going through the kink and had the pass done before they got it into the braking zone of Canada Corner. So Jack Jeffers now up to P5, a solid recovery run for the point leader, rolling in here with a 7-marker lead over Michael Costello. Costello currently running in the 9th spot, so Jeffers trying to see if he can expand that lead a little bit, although for Andres Cardenas, who is 9th coming in, this would be a huge victory for him. Trying to see if he can't maintain that gap away from G3 Argyros. Jeffers is moving, though, as we said. If the drivers through 6, through 7. Look at that scrap now for 5th, 6th, and 7th. And a little further back, look at the Turn 3 drivers going at it, too. That is Sebastian Manson and Michael Costello. They are battling it out now for the 9th position. Right behind them as well is Joshua Leonel, the Texan, making his USF Pro 2000 debut here this weekend with Turn 3 Motorsports. Pardon me, TJ Speed. Did a lot of testing before he came in. And Brendan, let's speak to that a little bit. Coming into this level, you're jumping up to USF 2000 in 2027. You're going to want to run Markham, but being able to test that level up. Joshua's got lots of experience, 2 years in Skip Barber, year in juniors, year in USF 2000, but he's been testing that pro car, getting himself ready for this debut. I know you're doing the same thing. All you guys, you want to test and get super comfortable in the machinery that you're going to run one step up, correct?
Yeah, it's amazing to get that experience in before you go into another season, because the thing I found hardest with the 2000 car is the brakes. The brakes are so much better, so you have to adapt because it's so much easier to lock up a tire going into turn in, and then just in the juniors brakes you can really hit them super hard, but the 2000s you can't do that. You can really lock both fronts, So that's a big thing to get used to.
We'll come back to Brendan Cooley with more information. Again, USF Juniors driver for Exclusive Autosport, going to move up to USF 2000 next year. Maybe we'll see him at Markham. I think that's probably going to happen. We did see him, of course, at the Oval at IRP, but we just saw a pass for the lead there as well as G3 Argyros has gone out front. Argyros looking for his first USF Pro 2000 victory, currently 6th place in the points. Being told a driver is off in turn number 1.
Tyke Durst, I believe.
Yeah, the 33 of Tyke Durst off in turn number 1. We'll try to get some more information on that, but we'll see whether or not that does bring out a full course yellow, or as he was able to get back out onto the racetrack.
Out into the tire barrier.
Yeah.
That's likely going to bring out a full course yellow.
He's well off the track on the exit. Indeed, full course yellow. The AMR IndyCar safety team already dispatched to the scene. So trouble there for the 33 of Tyke Durst, but not before G3 Argyros was able to take the lead.
Well, not only that, but let's pay attention to a little bit of the recovery here. I know it's not as big of a story, from the points aspect, but Teddy Masella started 10th, got caught up in that first lap incident with the full course yellow, has raced his way back into 9th.
And he had to pit, Eric.
But is back to 9th. Now he gets the benefit of the yellow. It bunches the field back up, and now he can go ahead and maybe start attacking and maybe get some more points as moving his way forward. Obviously, Jack Jeffers back into the top 5 as well. Started 2nd, got kind of shuffled back with maybe some contact, or didn't really get through the gearbox maybe like he anticipated, but Jeffers back to 5th, and that's again, poise under pressure and just take what you can get. Turn a negative into a positive. At least just get as many points as you can. Kind of make a negative day into a positive one.
And we stack everybody else back up, so that huge gap that they had with Argyros and Cardenas leading now shrinks back up. So Argyros will be the leader. Our Honda Civic Type R pace car jumping out there. The most powerful Honda production vehicle ever sold in the U.S. with a turbocharged 2-liter, 4-cylinder engine producing an incredible 315 horsepower. Great to have Honda on board with our official USF Pro Championship safety car. So indeed, they'll be able to get, I don't know how much damage. I would assume they're going to be able to get Tyke Durst out of there pretty quickly. If so, he's already gone. Perfect. Yeah, spotters telling us they were able to drag him out and get him rolling. Listen, even if there's no damage, when you get deep into the gravel and you're trying to get on the throttle with a couple hundred horsepower, it's going to be an issue. So they had to drag him out. He's back underway.
It's the absolute worst also, because obviously you're worried about gravel within the inlets.
Yep. Very likely he will make a stop, and they'll have a look inside the air inlets of the car just to make sure that not much gravel's in there. But again, resetting it for everybody. Argyros takes the lead. Cardenas goes into 2nd. Remember, the restart's always tough, as we know. Frankie Mossman up to 3rd. Scorpione 4th. Jeffers 5th. Schrag 6th. Brienza 7th. Dianarine 8th. Masella, as Eric had talked about, up into 9th. And Costello now running in the 10th position. All right, let's see what Argyros can do here right now as they work their way down the straightaway over to turn number 5. This is going to be an interesting restart here. Argyros trying to get that first win. Currently 6th place in the points. He's had a couple finishes in the top 10, a couple outside the top 10. He was 2nd on the road at the Grand Prix of Arlington back in March. Got off to a decent start to the season there, but he would love to have that win to dive himself right back up into the championship contention. And that's the first win always is going to open the doors. So we talked to Eddie Beswick on the podium in USF 2000. The pressure off of him now, having got that first win. Racked up lots of victories in Formula Ford racing back in Australia, but when you get here, you want to get that first win. You want to prove to yourself that you can win. You want to prove to your team that you can get that victory. So big for him for sure. And this would be the same thing for G3 Argyros. And listen, Pabst Racing, just down the road in Economowoc, Wisconsin, 1-for-1 already. If Argyros wins, it'll be 2-for-2. So trying to see if he can't get another victory there as well. Brendan, let's bring you back in here. One thing, you never know if we go green to checker till the end here. I want you, we talked about you jumping from juniors up into USF 2000, getting used to the faster car. In 2 weeks, you got to go back to the juniors car. How do you transition back? Everything's happening a little bit slower. The brakes are a bit different. Any concern with that, or have you bounced back and forth in testing where you think you'll be okay?
Yeah, I've done it before. I mean, I've driven the juniors car so much, 2-3 laps, I'll be right back into it again. And it helps going back down to a slower car because it slows everything down a bit. It lets you have more time to think and just process everything.
I love it. Mid-Ohio coming up, as we know, folks, the July 4th weekend. All three of our series will be there. USF Juniors, USF 2000, USF Pro 2000. It's a back-to-back part of the schedule for juniors. We'll go to Lime Rock Park right after that, a Tuesday test, and then a Friday, Saturday race alongside the NASCAR Truck Series. Looking forward to that one. Our program, 17 years in the USF Pro Championship since the launch of USF 2000 back in 2010. We have not been to Lime Rock Park, so looking forward to that one. I'll cross one off my bucket list as well. I haven't been there myself. But it is time to go racing. We'll cross the halfway point when they roll themselves up to start finish. It'll be 8 down, 7 to go. 18 minutes still remaining as well. Another issue, we may hit up on the time mark at 45 minutes. So G3 Ardros will be the driver who's going to lead him out of turn number 13. He'll crawl him up the hill right now. He can essentially go anytime he wants. Yeah, early punch off. Great start for him. I like that. The earlier you can go. I listened closely in the drivers' meeting. Joel Miller was telling them, listen, as soon as you get out of turn 13, anywhere from 13 through 14, get at it. If you come out of 14 and you're not going, the flagman's going to throw the green. So be ready and be early. Let's see whether or not this works for Argyros. All the way down the front straightaway, down to the bottom of the racetrack. Cardenas is going to try to clear him on the outside. He may get the job done. I think he does. He's around the outside for Cardenas. He's taking the lead back, and he'll hold it coming back down the hill. Potential for some issues over. I think, yeah, we see some dust up there. There's something that happened over in turn number 1. A driver's gone off there. Watch them come out of turn number 3 right now. A driver's gone off in turn number 1. Pick up which driver that is. Can't see it from here. Being told it's the number 22 of Sebastian Manson off in turn number 1. And what did I say about potentially turning around and being on the time mark? He is beached off in turn number 1. Similar to what we saw with his teammate Tyke Durst. You're allowed to keep racing. And I'm looking out here. They're finally the yellows. So I think Argyros may have just held off the challenge from behind, which would have been Frankie Mossman coming out of turn number 6. 3 wide, we're being told, down into turn number 1 and caused the incident for Manson to go off the racetrack. So we see 3 wide a lot going down into turn number 1. Eric, the outside's not always the place to be.
Well, no. Obviously speaking, there's a little bit less grip out there, a little bit more debris, marbles, clag, as our good friend David Hobbs would say. But in most cases with these cars, they tend to take up a lot of race room going into turn 1, and it's real easy to kind of get lockstep tire-to-tire contact, especially on turn-in, because your visibility to the center apex, I would imagine, is a little bit less visible if you're on the outside, kind of pinned out there, and you obviously don't want to pinch down, so you travel a little bit further off. It's real easy to kind of skip on the rumble strips too.
You never know if the 2 guys on the inside have contact. One gets shot out a little bit. When you're side by side like that, you're hoping for the drivers to kind of give you just enough room. Just like Tyke Durst was able to get pulled out onto the racetrack and refired and went, same goes for Sebastian Manson, the AMR IndyCar safety team, getting that done. So they'll put lap number 9 in the books when they come back around. Very likely we'll go green flag racing again. It'll be 5 laps to go when they come back. If we go lap 10 for Cardenas, he leverages the restart. He gets the lead back once again, and then the yellow comes again, and now him back in that position where he's going to very likely have to defend against the driver coming around the outside. It's so tough here to lead on a restart. Drivers hate it. Leading the race and knowing a yellow could come, it's just the absolute worst thing. Cardenas is the leader. Argyros, Mossman, Scorpione and Jeffers, Schrag 6, Brienza 7th, Costello now up to 8th. So Michael Costello fighting his way back up to P8. Mayor de Honoré runs in 9th, and Teddy Masella capping off the top 10.
Brendan, this has got to be really frustrating when you're inside the car. You know, you're up front, maybe the top 2 or 3. You know you've got a chance, that you've been quick all weekend, and then you just can't get into a rhythm at all.
Yeah, you just want it to go racing. You like the worst thing you can do is just sit there and overthink under yellow. Like you just want to go out there, drive, do what you do best, and how it plays out is how it plays out. Is
there anybody on the radio trying to calm you down a little bit, trying to keep you from going through that mental gymnastics that you're doing?
Yeah, my coach Elliot, he helps me a lot with that. He helps keep me calm, helps keep me informed on when we're about to go green or what's going out on track. So that's a big help, and I thank him for that.
You daydream at all when you're out there? You think about what's going to happen for lunch, that kind of thing? Or are you focused?
No, I'm pretty focused.
Good stuff. It's a long way around this racetrack. Even at speed, it's a long way around 4 miles.
This does explain a lot of Rob's karting, though.
Sure enough.
Thinking about a sandwich at lunch.
Smash burger down the back straightaway. No,
You're
really.
thinking about a brat here.
Yeah, 100%. I'm very much. When you race as little as I do, you're pretty focused the entire time. That or trying to catch your breath. So
that too.
Indeed, ready to go back to green here. This one has not been what we would have hoped to have seen. Not major incidents other than the wreck for Christian Cameron. We hope he's fine. I hope that car's all right. But just a couple of beach cars off in turn number 1 that have slowed the pace of this one. Again, will be lap 10 when they come back around. We have 13 minutes to go. So 5, I don't know that we're going to get all the laps. We may end up going to a timed race before this one's said and done. This is a little bit messy. We saw a messy one in the Indy X Series. We're seeing a messy one in USF Pro 2000 as well. And to be honest, we expect a little more from this level, the top level of our USF Pro Championships. These drivers have been around before. Many of them started in the USF Juniors program, worked their way through USF 2000. You hope that the racecraft gets to another level. But then again, the racecraft is being balanced by what's at stake as well. They're trying to win a championship. They're under the eyes of IndyCar. The pressure is there. And oftentimes, if you've been struggling to try to get a pass, knowing on a restart you can get an opportunity to really force the issue. 3 wide into turn number 1, which was a battle likely back outside the top 10. You hate to see that happen, but again, as we said, everybody fighting for positions all race long. Jay Howard, driver development powered by ECR, has won many races at this level before. Christian Rasmussen, of course, scoring a championship with them not too long ago. Andres Cardenas trying to bring them a win here at Road America. Back at it again tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock green flag for USF 2000. And then we'll cap off the weekend with a 8:50 green flag for the drivers. Great 8:55 rather for the drivers in USF Pro 2000. So we'll fire things off tomorrow morning with USF 2000 racing for you. We've got one more race still coming here. USF 2000 will be back on the racetrack with a 4:50 green flag this afternoon, early evening. Cardenas going to get on the throttle mid-corner of turn number 14. We are back to green. 5 to go when they come around. Not a great start for G3 Ardros. Indeed, he's actually put himself into the clutches of Frankie Mossman. Mossman will go side by side. Jeffers going to do the same thing. He's up alongside Leonardo Scorpioni. So we are going to go 2 wide for second, 2 wide for fourth. Easy running for Cardenas, a gift for him. To the inside, Ardros holds the spot, but Jeffers does get by a Scorpioni. Jack Jeffers back up into P4. Man, this kid is on a charge right now. Can Jeffers get another one? He's now on the gearbox in turn number 3. See if he can't come away with a big finish here. A number of drivers have had issues, but Cardenas does not get challenged on the restart. I'm sure he's smiling under the helmet right now. That would have been a given, but it was Frankie Mossman putting all that pressure on G3 Ardros. Mossman now is going to get challenged by Jeffers around the outside. Jeffers trying to make it work. Not quite enough. He'll pitch back in. Maybe an over-under on the exit. Yeah, move to the inside there. Mossman immediately moved to the inside coming out of the apex. Right behind them is going to be a Scorpioni and I think Brienza right in there as well. Or that's one or the other. That may actually be Costello up there as well, but here's your leaders coming down. Scorpioni going to cover down the bottom. Costello's going to get challenged as well. I think that's from Thomas Schrag. Was there contact coming out of the corner there? There was, yeah, contact coming out of turn number 8 through the hurry downs. Exciting action here on lap number 10. Make it lap 11 through the carousel. Cardenas loving this right now. Yeah, you guys can drop the gloves behind me. I'm going to try to pull away here. Ardros has to press the reset button to see if he can't get himself back up on the wheel again. Now you got to leverage the race car. It's not about the opportunity of the restart of the draft. Now you got to push hard. Use those braking zones. Roll back on throttle early. See if you can't get yourself into a place where you can leverage that draft up the straightaway. Jeffers looks like he was going to be able to go to P3. Tried to move around the outside of Mossman in turn number 5, but not quite enough. Mossman came out of the corner and immediately dove to the inside of the racetrack. You'll see that defensive move. If you're kind of on the inside of 5 and you get through the corner, you're going to come right to the left side of the racetrack to try to pinch an over-under off. Jeffers couldn't quite get enough speed to go up around the outside. You'll see that move a lot. You're going to see it a lot on Sunday with IndyCar as well. But yeah, Eric, look at this. Ardros is closing.
Tells me that he's got the bit in his teeth here, but once he got clear and nothing in his mirrors for a little bit, able to go head down and start to chase your leader.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Think about that when you're chasing somebody. If you've got somebody else behind you in your mirrors battling you for position, you've only got 100% focus, right? It's either 100% forward or you got to split it. You know, am I worried about the guy behind me? Do I have enough focus to, if a gap opens up in front of me, that I can take advantage of it? That's a big thing. With Ardros having Mossman falling back into the clutches of Jack Jeffers, that's going to open the door for him to focus on nothing but going forward. Ardros trying to grab his first USF Pro 2000 race win. In fact, both these drivers trying to get their first win as well. Jeffers getting challenged a little bit there from Leonardo Scorpioni as well. That gapper, so Scorpioni was kind of getting fought here with Costello and Schrag. That's gapped up a little bit. Costello's made the move up to the spot. Rather, Schrag's gone up into 6th, Costello back into 7th. So 4 laps to go. Looks like we may be able to stay on the lap count and not worry about the time limit. So 4 laps remaining. Last time by, Cardenas leading by only a half a second. Ardros was right there. But again, you need to be there for the runs down into the long straightaways. If you're too close coming through the carousel, you're going to get some understeer. You lose the air off the front wing. You get that mid-corner aero push. You can't get back on throttle earlier. The driver in front of you is going to beat you down through the kink to Canada corner. So it's all about maintaining and controlling the gap of the driver in front as well. Same thing here for turn number 14. You're too close. You can't get the front downforce you want off the wing. Give yourself enough room so that when you get the power out of turn 14, that draft picks you up and drives you down the straightaway. Same goes for that battle right now for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Mossman, Jefferson, Scorpioni. Check this out, folks. Here comes Ardros. Wait for the shot coming down into the 1. They're going to go side by side. Ardros is going to come across. He gets it done before the turn in. Book it. He's through.
An early turn in, though, for Ardros. Can he hang on this time? Of course, last time that lead exchanged, it was a crossover. And this time he gets it to keep.
Mossman blocking down the inside as well. Big defensive run to the inside of the racetrack because I think Jeffers was trying the over-under on the exit of 1. Had to check it up a little bit. That's going to potentially help Scorpioni as well. Indeed, Mossman has a bit of a gap. Scorpioni's going to try the outside of Jeffers coming down into turn number 5. This is the kind of action we were hoping to see here in USF Pro 2000. Look at that. To the outside, Jeffers still holds the inside line. Better run out of that corner. He'll have that spot. Man, what a fight for the final spot on the podium. Mossman, Jeffers, Scorpioni, and Schrag is back there as well. He just turned his fastest lap of a 2:03.3, so he's dialing things in as well. Schrag running the same lap times as the leaders. And Mossman's got that gap, pushing him back in. The defense out of turn number 1 brought a Scorpioni right back onto the gearbox of Jeffers, so he's again has to kind of split his focus a bit. Who's got the best car coming through the carousel? Who's full throttle there? Who's struggling a little further back? You saw kind of a mid-corner adjustment there for Brienza. The car shimmied out from the apex for him, mid-corner through the carousel. That is not a good feeling at all. Down through the kettle bottoms once again. All right, this one's coming to an end here, folks. Got a couple laps still rolling. 15 lapper. Lap 13 goes to the books when they get around. We'll have 2 laps remaining. Does Ardros have anything for Cardenas? Or do they start fighting and bring potentially Mossman back into it? No, they got a huge gap right now. What a great job for the front-running drivers here, putting down good laps. 2.3 seconds back to Mossman. They've got room to fight it out.
Of course, Jeffers with the bonus point for the fastest lap so far.
Still has that. That's crucial. Although Ardros just took it away. So Ardros just went at 2:02.6. Fantastic run for G3 Ardros. He leads them down into turn number 1. Good stuff. Ardros trying to get that first win. You think about the pressure that he's under right now. He knows it. But a driver like this, you got to get into the groove. You got to get into the zone and just knock the laps out. That's what the good drivers can do. Get into that racing zone where it's almost automatic, right? Eric, they're just punching the clock. They're hitting the marks, watching the mirrors. They know what's going on. Crew's telling them what's going on as well. I love seeing a driver get into that zone and potentially coming away with his first race win here.
You know, head down, visor down, head down, elbows up, but you have to be able to hit those marks and not think about the outside world for a little bit. You got to strictly focus on the corner ahead.
And you got to extract everything out of the car. You can't leave anything out on the racetrack, and every driver will tell you that. I didn't leave anything out there. I pushed as hard as I could from start to finish. Ardros has Cardenas right there. Ardros, Cardenas, and Mossman, all 3 of those drivers looking for their first USF Pro 2000 victories. For one of those drivers, it looks like it's going to happen, although Jeffers trying to step things back up again. He still tries to close on Mossman for that last step on the podium. Good stuff here. White flag will fly next time by. Last lap, Argyros, talk about a big lap, 2:02.6. He gained a half a second on Cardenas on that one. So Cardenas got to step things back up again. The pace has been there. Indeed, watching the drivers, even the great fights further back in the field as well. I just like seeing the great battles everywhere. Everybody with an opportunity to learn here in a development program that leads these drivers into the Indy Next Series. White flag will fly this time by for G3 Argyros. He's won before in USF 2000 competition, but looking for a win here in USF Pro 2026. Again, rolled in here on the weekend, sitting 6th place in points. How big would this be? White flag flying this time by it. He has himself a nice gap. Big run here for Jeffers. The battle for third, maybe the one we're watching right now. Jeffers trying to close up on Mossman. Argyros clean. Look at Jeffers. He's going to pop out. Jeffers going to go on the outside. No, not quite enough. Tucks back in, thinks better of it. Long way to go. 4 miles of action, 4 miles of opportunities as well here in the final circuit.
Just took the fastest lap back, though, so that's a point right now for Jeffers.
He does take the fast lap back, so there is that bonus point, as Eric pointed out, but it's also brought Scorpione onto the gearbox as well. Look at a Scorpione right there. Schrag as well. Mossman able to check him up and bring everybody else back in. The gap up front, 0.6 of a second for Argyros. Pabst Racing looking to go 1-2 to start the weekend here on the home track. Look at this, Cardenas continues to try. And I'm waiting for Schrag to potentially try to make that move on Scorpione. He hasn't sent it yet. He's right on the gearbox coming through 7. Does Schrag have anything coming down into the braking zone at turn number 8? Yeah, the Scorpione is going to cover off the inside. You're going to give up a little exit out of 8. If you're going to cover the inside like that, throw that defensive line in, you're not able to get back to power early enough. So really only one more shot for Cardenas if he's going to try it down into Canada corner. G3 is on the wheel right now. Good stuff for Argyros. The Californian, again, trying to get the second win of the day for Pabst Racing. It will be his first USF Pro 2000 victory. The rookie trying to improve his spot in the points as we go to the halfway point. Jeffers throws it up the inside, thinks about it in Canada corner. Oh, the smoke was flying off the tires on that one. Not quite enough, but he did send it in to see if he couldn't shake him up a little bit. Back up the hill. Mossman still has the spot, but here we go, folks, up the hill. Ladies and gentlemen, he is now a race winner in USF Pro 2000. The opening event at Road America goes to G3 Argyros. Pabst Racing, back-to-back jacks. Argyros, Cardenas 1-2. Mossman in third. Jeffers with the fast lap of the race. He'll take that bonus point, thank you very much. 8th to 4th after an opening lap issue for Jack Jeffers. Leonardo Scorpione finishing in 5th. Schrag right there in 6th. The battle up front was epic to watch. Brendan Cooley, what do you think? I know you want to go USF 2000 racing, but we just go straight pro racing next year?
Oh, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot. But that race, that was crazy. I was on the edge of my seat that whole time.
You weren't even on the edge. You were standing up for a lot of that.
Well, every restart he stood up. He had the energy to do that. But I will tell you didn't see it when they came in, battle for a 3rd and 4th for that 3rd step on the podium, came in at 12 on the final term. His teammate, Jack Jeffers, when he put it to the inside there, he was like on the edge of his seat. He was like legs up, hands on the chair. He was just like waiting for that.
Love that. Well, that's the emotion.
It's the passion.
It's an individual sport, but it's a team sport as well. There's
Absolutely.
no doubt about that. I don't care what team you go to in the paddock. Under that tent, it's a team sport. Brendan, thank you so much, man. Well done.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Best of luck I'd love to see you out here at USF 2000, but best of luck at Mid-Ohio in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Brendan Cooley, folks, one of the top drivers at USF Juniors for Exclusive Autosport. Make sure that you watch him in 2 weeks' time when we're again live on the YouTube channel at Mid-Ohio. It's all part of that July 4th weekend. Eric, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to make the bolt over to Victory Lane. Got to talk to 3 young drivers who had fantastic runs here today.
We'll definitely get you through your unofficial results for USF Pro 2000 here at America's National Park of Speed. G3 Argyros, first career win here in USF Pro. Cardenas ends up in the 2nd spot. Frankie Mossman, 3rd step on the podium. Jack Jeffers, a brilliant recovery and the bonus point for the fastest lap as well in the 4th spot. Scarponi, In the 5th spot, Thomas Schrag will finish 6th. Teddy Masella, a good recovery as well after the first full course yellow in the contact down in turn 3 on the opening circuit, will finish 7th. Michael Costello will finish 8th. Joey Brienza 9th, and Tyke Durst with a recovery back to 10th spot. Colin Aitken will finish 11th. In 12th, Joshua Lionel. Mayor Dianarine will finish 13th. JT Hoskins 14th. Sebastian Manson and contact for Christian Cameron will wind up in the 16th and final position here in USF Pro 2000. But a brilliant drive for Jack Jeffers. Had slipped all the way back to the 10th position at one point. Had started on the outside of the front row. Was involved in that first lap incident. Somehow maybe had gotten bottled up. We didn't have a replay, unfortunately, but getting bottled up a little bit and went all the way back to about the 9th or 10th spot and had to be able to drive all the way through into the top 5 and even had a chance at the podium coming into Canada Corner on the final turn here at Road America. So Argyros, Cardenas, Mossman, your podium here in USF Pro. Let's go down to the podium celebration with
Ladies and gentlemen, down here in Victory Lane right now for the drivers in USF Pro 2000. What a fantastic race that was. A couple of yellows, but some exciting racing for sure. Let's start with the driver coming home in 3rd place today. A round of applause from VRD Racing, Frankie Mossman. Simon Beaver's going to bring our trophy in here for us. We'll get a shot with Simon and Frankie here. Frankie, quick chat with you. That was a battle all race long. You had Jack Jeffers on you. The last lap was a wild one. Just walk me through it a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of confidence now back after the oval, and I just didn't want to lose any points. I did it. I laid it out the best that I could. I had a really good restart on one of them, and I felt like I could have challenged for the lead. But I kind of positioned myself a bit wrong, and then I kind of had to go on defense for the last couple laps after that. So. The car was really good, and we're just going to do a better job tomorrow.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Frankie Moss-Pavote coming home in second spot. Great job for Frankie. Finishing in second spot for Jay Howard Driver Development, powered by ECR, Andres Cardenas. Samantha Beaver has our second place trophy. Let's bring that out here. Our guests of Elite Engines. Great to have them with us. Andres, we'll let you pose for the photo here with the second place trophy. Andres, I checked with you briefly in the back there. It's tough. You were in the middle of a fight. Those restarts are so hard. Just tell me about your race a little bit and what happened at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a really good race. In my first race around here, it's a very, unique way of racing. But, still very happy we got a podium at last. But, yeah, G3 passed me at the right time when I had no more tires left. But, still happy with it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
One more spot, folks. Great job for Andres Cardenas here today. Again, these drivers just 2 steps away from the NTT IndyCar Series. First victory for this driver here. He makes it 2 in a row for Pabst Racing, but a first victory in USF Pro 2000. We like to congratulate first victories. A round of applause. The winner today, G3 Argyros. Laura Wanty, bring up that trophy. Let's get the trophy out here. First trophy for USF Pro 2000 for G3 Argyros. I'll have a quick chat with him as well. G3, you've been waiting for this one here for sure, right? How huge of a victory that was, back and forth. The restart's always tough, but just walk me through that race. You got to be thrilled.
Well, they didn't make it easy for me. Yeah, I knew that we had all the tools to win this race, and all weekend we've had so much pace and so much potential, and I can't thank the Pabst program enough. Speaking of that, anyone from Okinawa, Pabst fans, put your hands in the air. Woo! Yeah, I haven't talked to you since 2024 up at the top step, and to get my first win with Pabst here at home, it's not my home, but it is when I'm racing, and so I couldn't be more proud of this program. Augie's invited me into his family, and we've done so much work, and now that it all fell in our lap, I thought we were good, and then Yellow came out and had to battle, but I made sure that no matter what, I kept my pedal to the metal and just persevered. It's a race of attrition here, and that's why I love it, and this is my favorite track.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
He does a Conamowoc proud, ladies and gentlemen. G3 Argyros, the victory today in the Anderson Company's Grand Prix of Road America, presented by Elite Engines. What a battle back and forth. The fight behind them was wild as well, but they were able to stretch away at the end. Love seeing 3 different teams on the podium as well. Pabst, Jay Howard, and VRD all on the podium here. Back-to-back wins, as I said, on the day so far for Pabst Racing. That team located in nearby Conamowoc, Wisconsin. Obviously, huge for them to win at this particular racetrack. And for these young drivers as well, all with their eye on the NTT IndyCar Series. This is where you want to run well. This is when you want to run in front of the IndyCar team owners, like Dale Coyne over there. Love having Dale here. And indeed, folks, this is good stuff. These young drivers, just a couple of steps away. One more race still to come for USF 2000. The 450 green flag for those drivers, 25 strong, ready to take to the racetrack once again. Part of their triple header. And we'll break the silence of the morning tomorrow morning as well with an 8 a.m. green flag for the USF 2000 and Pro 2000 drivers. They'll fire things up. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow, a great afternoon. What a beautiful day here right now. Blue skies, Chamber of Commerce weather. Today, of course, all about our good friends at Elite Engines, the supplier and builder of the engines for all 3 levels of the USF Pro Championships, USF Juniors, USF 2000, USF Pro 2000. All of those engines getting built, dynoed, and prepped out of their West Bend, Wisconsin shop. So a big weekend here in Wisconsin for us and Elite Engines and the entire Knapp family. Great having Brendan Cooley join us in the booth alongside Eric Miller. We get set to wrap things up here from Victory Lane and our coverage of the opening round of the weekend for USF Pro 2000. Champagne, of course, waiting in the wings. We'll bring that out here momentarily. These drivers an opportunity to celebrate. A lot of guests we have this weekend, all part of the USF Pro Championships. So we're taking the opportunity to leverage the podium here to bring our guests up for some shots. We had some fantastic autograph sessions earlier today as well. You Road America faithful, man, you turned out. We had a ton of people here to meet the young drivers at USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000. Lineups had to almost cut it short at one point.